Welcome to the Planet Paintball Podcast, the ultimate podcast for paintball enthusiasts. Each week, we dive into the world of paintball, bringing you stories, insights, and tips from players, coaches, and industry insiders. Sponsored by 1023 Sportswear. Looking for high-quality gear that performs as hard as you do? Check out 1023 Sportswear. And as a listener of the Planet Paintball Podcast, you can get 20% off your order with the code Planet Paintball. Suit up, save big, and play your best.
Welcome back to the Planet Paintball Podcast, brought to you by 1023 Sportswear. Check them out for all your custom apparel needs. And Southwest Paintball in Bayfield, Colorado. Check them out if you're in the southwest of Colorado for a good time. I'm really excited to have Josh Stanley, part owner of 1023, on with me, and also owner of Bear Redge, NGXL, and the BR Factory teams, which had, you guys went on a run at the Atlantic City.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So out of 4 teams we brought to the NXL Expo teams, all 4 of us made Sunday. 3 of us made it deep into Sunday, and then 2 of us podium. So D4 got 3rd place, and Semi-Pro got 2nd again.
Which puts both of those teams in 2nd place overall for the season ranking, correct?
SP's
number 1.
Yeah, SP is number 1 overall. And that's the one that's important. You know, as much as I want to be important, just like those guys, you know, I'm only playing the D4 division, but those guys being 1st place means that they go on the pro spot if they continue it.
Which is, that would be something, right? Stepping up from D2 and winning the pro spot. Year 1.
The first year, man, that's crazy, right? So, like, you know, just coming into this season, we were thinking that the SP, you know, probably not going to do that as good. And we knew that they were going to do good. We knew that they were a good team. They were really well put together. We knew they were going to do good. Did we think that they were going to podium both times? No. I don't think that I don't want to say that we're going to podium every time rest of the season, but that's definitely the goal. We want to win. So they're definitely grinding harder, picking up better practice spots as much as they can. We're just really trying to, like, get that, you know, win. Because, I mean, a lot of the guys, they don't want to go and, you know, win that pro spot by accident. They want to win and prove that they belong in that pro spot.
Yeah. They don't want to win it without winning an event.
Yeah.
Which has been done before. I think the Hurricanes were the last ones, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Hurricanes went in without winning a single event.
Well, so the caveat there is they did win COVID Cup.
Okay.
But it did not count for when they won their spot, but they had won a semi-pro event at least.
Right.
But nonetheless, yeah, I don't think anyone wants to win it off standings alone. They want to at least win a event.
Right.
And it's still a long season. We're only at event 2. A lot can happen, but
that's right.
The boys are doing good. Let's talk about the Go ahead.
Yeah, consistency is definitely what they have. Being a consistent team is pretty cool. It's better than winning one event and then, you know, getting 20th the next event, or 6th the next. You know, being consistent and on the podium is way more important to me.
Yeah, and I think, there's like 30 points separating them in the number 2 spot, which is a pretty good margin to have.
Pretty good. Yeah.
So obviously, long season, things can happen. We've all seen it. Right. Teams throw away the pro spot before, but congratulations to Aaron and those guys and Davey, which we'll definitely have back on sooner or later. But take us through the D4 guys.
So we're a brand new team, came together this season. We spent probably 3 months together putting it together. Went into Tampa, really good outcome. We had one goal in mind for Tampa, that was to make Sunday. We made Sunday. Sunday wasn't the best thing for us. We had some issues with paint, and it really kind of hurt us. But I mean, can't say it's all just paint. You know, we got beat regardless. But then coming into AC, we were just hungry. We wanted to prove that we belonged. We had one goal for that, and that's to make the podium. And we made Sunday. Sunday was pretty easy to make on this event. It felt like, but every match after that, you know, made it pretty tough for us. We had to fight for every single win. Then got into semis and played against this team, No Name. We tried changing some things up. We tried changing some things up before we went into them. Kind of hurt us, I think. We didn't read and react as well as we should have. We got a lot of penalties. Penalties really hurt us. That's the one thing that crippled us this last event was penalties. Our goal coming out of that event is to, tighten that up. So, but all in all, getting third place at the national event, I mean, it's a good achievement.
Yeah. Where do you think the penalties came from? Just people being frustrated and trying to put the point on their back a little too much, or?
I don't think so. A couple of the penalties were a little questionable, right? So
Okay, fair enough.
we got a major. One of the Connor got a shot in the pack, and he went to go look. He couldn't see. He asked for a paint check, and they threw the major on him, which it should have been a minor because it's on the packs and obvious. He didn't shoot his gun.
And he asked for the paint check.
Right.
So
it was a little questionable. Jordan got a minor for he got shot in the center of his pack, but we're thinking it's from the point before that, and we just didn't clean it up properly. It was hidden behind some pods, so that one kind of sucked. That one hurt. But then the others, I don't really know what happened, but I'm assuming that we just didn't want to come out. We didn't want to lose that body, which hurt us in turn because we lost another one of our bodies. So kind of disappointed in that. I hate penalties, man. I absolutely hate penalties. So
yeah, we
got some work to do.
So how I heard it was cold. Was it cold up there?
Man, it was cold and it was windy. Then the rain kicked in Sunday. I wanted to go home. Listen, I lost my gun on Saturday. Someone stole my gun. So Saturday I was already in this worst mood of my life. And then I got pulled. I didn't get a single penalty myself. I got pulled for 5. So my morale was shot. And the first point I went on Sunday, I got pulled for another penalty. I was like, dude, I don't even want to play anymore. Now I'm playing in the freaking rain. It's cold. I just want to go home. So I was ready to go home first thing that Sunday morning. So, but everybody, pulled it together. We ended up winning, and winning that first match, and then going into the next one. A lot of grinding went on in this cold weather. So trying to get paint to shoot properly was really a problem. A lot of hurdles we had to overcome.
Yeah. When the weather switches like that, there's not a lot you can do in the paint department, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Just kind of, what was that? Sorry. Apparently I'm hitting a button that's pulling something up, so my bad. I hadn't had one of those in a while. So did you find the gun, or is it just the gun? Or
That was gone. It's gone. It's a green and gray R5.
okay.
I bought it 2 weeks prior to Tampa, so it was a little disappointing.
Yeah.
I didn't let it affect me for this. I didn't let it affect me much on Saturday.
Okay.
Some days slept on it, I was like, and then the penalties just kind of started eating me alive. So,
but it's just they just got the gun. They didn't get the gear bag.
No, the thing is, the gun was in my gear bag in the case, and I didn't have it zipped up. And it's my fault. I should have been more responsible about that. Kept my stuff zipped up, but I'm assuming we were in it was against Smoke Red, and we were losing. All of our focus was on that match, and I came back out, and wait, no, it wasn't against them. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We moved from the first match to the second match, and I went to go grab my gun because we were switching up our play, and I needed the gun to be able to lob down. So I went to go switch it out, and I'm like, "Where's my gun at?" And I was like, "This is not good." So we checked everybody's gear bags, and it was gone. Checked back the pits, and it was gone. We checked with all the personnel, it's gone. So I was like, "All right, whatever." Didn't let it bother me during the matches, during the day. I'm trying to keep my composure, whatever. But it did it fine. It did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it sucks especially when it sucks regardless if it's new or not new. I mean, it's not like they're exactly cheap, right? So
no.
But what was the overall vibe for the team for the event going into Sunday?
It was really good. It was probably the strongest we've ever been. I think that our team came together the best during this event that we have previously in any practice, any tournament, anything like that. I feel like we actually became a team instead of a bunch of group of players, right? So we all have we have the skill set, we have the talent on this team, and we saw it come together in this event. In prelims we went 4-0, 4-0, and then we went 1-4, and then so we mercy ruled 3 of the teams in prelims. So coming together and just keeping our calm, composure like that, and then really doing well. I mean, it was cool to see the team actually work together.
Nice. And you guys will be going to Ohio too, right?
But yeah, we won't miss any.
Okay.
If we would have missed it, we wanted to do really well in Tampa so we could miss Atlantic City.
Okay.
We got 13th. We got 13th and 13th, 14th. I don't know what we got. So we 13th and 14th or whatever, and definitely wasn't what we wanted. And we couldn't afford to miss one. And Atlantic City was the one that we had planned to miss.
Okay.
No more we can miss. I mean,
Gotcha.
luckily they only take 2 events for Division 4, so I mean we have a long way to go to achieve what we're trying to do. Being in second place is going to be pretty cool. We're against filthy your guys, so I mean we got to beat them. So we're hoping we match them up in Ohio because we just want to see who's the better team.
So you guys haven't come up against each other yet, have you?
No, we haven't come against Filthy yet. But, I see them all the time, so we watch them. They're a good team, so we watch them pretty well.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they're like your camp. They're out there grinding a lot. So, that's what it takes.
Yeah.
How many? I'm sorry.
Go
What
ahead.
was that?
It's hard to see a weekend that you don't see our national teams out there 2 days a weekend. You don't see that very often.
Well, let's talk about from like a, would you call yourself a team owner or
Yeah.
caretaker?
I mean, the organization owner, yeah.
Yeah. So how, because the semi-pro guys are sitting in first, how exciting is that for you as a owner and then as the organization as a whole?
Well, first thing, I think it's the coolest thing ever. But this year, I've told myself not to let it bother me as much as it did last year. Last year, I couldn't even play a 3-man event without being stressed out, missing a single point. So I try to keep my distance as much as I can this season, especially at the event. Obviously, I'm always checking my phone, just making sure they're doing good. The matches that I don't get to watch, I do talk to Chris and try to get us matched separate so that I can watch their events or their matches as much as I can. It is with them doing so well, it's super stressful.
Okay.
Because I need them to do good. Because I mean, having the field, doing as well as it is, I need them to go to the next level to really show that, hey, we are doing it. We're not just a fly-by-night team. We're doing it. We're not a fly-by-night organization. We're actually doing it. So if you want to be a part of an organization that's going to take you to the next level, come and play with us. So that's my goal. And it's so stressful. Every time they lose or anytime they get a penalty, it's just like a nail biter. I'm like, oh gosh.
Yeah, it's getting to know Aaron a little bit and some of the other guys. I find myself sitting on the couch watching them being like, oh.
Well, next event you'll be able to watch them on live stream because the girls will be playing. So
yeah.
Unfortunately, they don't do live stream for the Lone Wolf Field on the events that the WNXL isn't played. Which kind of sucks, but can't blame them. I mean, it is expensive to run that, but Cincinnati, you'll be able to watch them live stream.
Nice. So there'll be at least 2 of their games on the live stream right before.
Yeah. So the last event, they may be all because they're the top. I think top 10.
Okay. Get all of them on that.
The last event they were on, all 4 events were on that. Every match was on that field.
Nice. Let's talk about the field a little bit. Some big upgrades since last time we talked, and a pretty big weekend coming up for you.
Yeah. So we got the turf field ready right before the second NGXL. Still not perfect. I'm gonna rip it back off as soon as NGXL 3 is over. I'm ripping all the turf back off, regrading it, and changing out some of the turf that had more seams than I wanted.
Okay.
So that's going to happen. Then we are going to be doing a globe ball.
Ooh.
Overhead lights. So
Nice.
we'll have that going on it. See, and then I just had one of our grass fields tilled up to get the all fresh Bermuda back on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's growing. It's starting to sprout really good. It's looking good over there. And then the second one, I had two fields are tilled up right now. So, and then I have the third field that is, the grass is phenomenal right now. So we're kind of playing real light on that. We're only playing the Hormesis layout on it right now. Just no running, sliding, trying to keep it protected. So that we have that, and then we have the recreation park opening up this weekend. We'll have the grand opening. It's not gonna be a grand. It's gonna be a soft opening. Okay. We'll have the grand opening in a month or so when it's perfect.
Yeah, that'll be really nice paintball weather.
Yeah, the maps that we have, Man, they're so cool. So when you pull into the parking lot on the recreation side of the side, you have the parking lot, and then there's one field. It's right now it's like pallets, and we're putting logs up, like sliced logs. We had them sawmill cut, and it's gonna be like a little cabin effect. So in order to get over there, you have to cross a bridge, and it's a really, really beautiful creek, like pebble stone on the bottom. It's absolutely beautiful and astonishing. So that's really cool. And then the next map is more like trenches and mounds and different like spools and stuff like that all the way through. And then the next map is actually on top of like a ridge. It's a little bit of a hike to get up there, but it's super fun. It has two dilapidated houses that we've made, kind of part of the map. One of the houses still has like moonshine bottles where they like on top of that hill, they used to like make moonshine there. And we're going to kind of make that into the aesthetic. And then if we have a big group, like 50 or more, then we were going to split it, 33 and 66%, 33 up top, 66 on the bottom. And the 66% have to attack and take over the tops. I'm not really sure how we're going to like name it yet. We're still working on kind of like whether we're going to go with like the full like moonshine terminology, or we're going to go like military style, like an ammo barracks or whatever it is, and then or it's going to be like the moonshine steel. You have to defend the moonshine steel. We're not sure what we're going to do yet. Trying to kind of stay as PG as much as we can. So, and then we have like nothing but like 10 acres of woods that we're just going to create trails through and create nothing but woods ball. But that'll be later on in the summer before we get to that. It's just a lot to do there.
Yeah.
But you pull into the parking lot, you have all through picnic tables and areas for all, the parties or whatever you want to do. And then if you go a little further down the creek, you'll see this huge water wheel that's part of the aesthetic of the parking lot too. So
Nice.
and it's
Well,
really
sounds
cool.
awesome. Definitely can't make it down this weekend, but
It's
maybe
okay.
for
It's okay.
the grand opening.
Yeah, it's 40 acres total of the rec park. It's connected to 350 acres of the same land, same owner, that we're eventually going to be doing 2 scenario games a year on 350
Nice.
acres. Yeah.
Are you going to run the scenario games, or are you bringing in a promoter?
So I've been working with 2 guys, the 2 brothers that actually helped develop D-Day over in Oklahoma. Ever since this closed down and, they don't have anything to do anymore, they've been looking for land to do this. And they came over and we started talking about it. And I said, hey, we can do it on this land right here. And they was like, really? And I said, yeah, we went and wrote it. He's like, oh, this is perfect. So we're trying to get that in the developmental process and try to see what we can do to get that off the ground. I'm not in a big rush for that because I have zero clue of what to do on that. So I'm trying to go as slow as I can with as much rush as I can do it too.
Yeah. No, I get it. And did you rattle off 4 fields or 5 fields for the tournament side?
Tournament sides, we have a total of 5 locations.
Okay.
We run 2 fields at a time.
For the tournament or just in general?
During tournament and during just regular weekends.
Okay.
We have 4 grass locations that we can rotate.
Okay. Well, they'll keep it fresh and nice for sure.
Well, once it's all done, right now it's a lot of mud. We had the rodeo 2 weeks ago, and they really destroyed my grounds. Not very happy about that, but we're working to get that thing back together.
Okay. And you mentioned you weren't happy with the turf, so you're gonna pull that back up here in a little bit and
Yeah,
redo it.
yeah.
And then
So
you
I
kind of
just had
slid past the night ball.
yeah. And so I just had another football field of turf delivered, and then I got another one coming this Friday. So we'll have plenty of turf to kind of turf anything I want. We're going
Okay.
to turf a lot of the recreation stuff, but the night ball is going to be really cool. We're trying to get that done as soon as possible. It's super expensive, but that's going to be a super cool hit. And the glow ball itself is going to be, I think that's going to be the funnest thing about it. We'll probably do one night a week during the weekdays for like night ball. Or just regular play, and then one or maybe at least one, probably Saturday nights, we'll do another glow ball or night ball.
Okay. Nice. Well, definitely. I'm just gonna have to come down and make a weekend of it.
Yeah, come on, we have plenty of land, man. We have plenty of land. Come on down.
Yeah. So, because it would be kind of fun to come down, play rec Saturday, transition over to glow ball Saturday night,
Yeah,
play
that would be
tournament
good.
style Sunday. Might have to hire
So
a
like
video guy to
from
come
the
with
very
me.
beginning, though, from the very beginning, I wasn't allowed to do anything at night on the property. The landowner won't allow that.
Mm-hmm.
So after he's kind of like, when I first got approached him about even doing anything paintball, he's like, "Oh yeah, you can go out there and play paintball all you want." I said, "I just want you to know it's going to be big." He says, "Yeah, I get it. Well, we just had a meeting with the county a couple of weeks ago, and he was explaining to him. He's like, "Yeah, when Josh approached me about this, he said it's going to be really big." I said, "Yeah, just all I was picturing was a bunch of old men in sweats and running around shooting each other." He says that I came out to his first event, and it was the most organized thing I've ever seen. And I was like, "Well, that's kind of cool." And then, he says it kept growing and kept growing, and just like Josh said, it's going to be really big. And we've become the largest competitive field in Georgia. And then the first true X Ball series in Georgia. We've had like MILP come to Georgia. We've had stuff like that come to Georgia, but never a full Georgia series. So like we're doing a lot of cool things for Georgia. So the first true organization in Georgia is the BR Factory organization. So like we're doing a lot of firsts for Georgia and really making something really nice for Georgia. And hopefully by the end of the season, we have the first true pro team in Georgia. We had
And all,
We had Ultimate, but they wasn't
yeah,
very
you did
good.
have Ultimate. Yeah, can't forget the history there, I guess.
Yeah,
And they were based out of Atlanta too, though, weren't they?
they were
Like
about
South Atlanta.
they were 30 minutes south of me, so they were in
Okay.
Canton,
Okay.
down Canton, Holly Springs area.
All right. Yeah, it feels like it's almost all Atlanta now.
Yeah, I know. It's growing.
Although I like coming to you because I don't have to deal with Atlanta traffic.
I think we got the nicest location. Having the mountains surrounding us is
Oh
really
yeah,
pretty.
no, it's a great view. You can't go wrong there, especially if you're an outdoors person. Like the view
Yeah,
is outstanding.
yeah. I belong in the mountains, so
Yeah, no, I've lived without mountains, and I never want to live without mountains again. Let's just get into the NGXL. How did event 2 and 1 go off for you?
event 1 was super cold, miserable. So the paint was phenomenal after 11 o'clock every day. All the way up to 11, people had to run everybody down just to get some paint on them. Nothing was coming out of guns. Some teams had better luck. They were really, doing a really good job. I know one team had probably 100 hot hands in the bottom of the cooler just trying to keep the paint warm. That worked out pretty good for them. Some of them had built fires and put their paint around it.
Okay,
It was a nightmare for event 1 for the cold. The weekend before, it was 72 degrees.
and perfect.
And then we had 23 degrees on Saturday and Sunday of the event. The very next weekend after that was 67 degrees. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Welcome to the Southeast.
Yeah, and event two, we get nothing but torrential downpours. So we get super cold, super wet, or super hot. We don't get much more than that.
So we're looking for good weather for event 3 then, right?
So we're 3 weeks away. So I mean, I'm assuming it'll be pretty nice weather this next event. We got water slides coming for if it's super hot.
Okay, nice.
I'd rather have hot than a torrential downpour though. I know it's
Yeah.
rough on the man. I cannot stand that rain.
Yeah. Well, the problem with the rain is it just kind of affects paintball, right? But
Yeah.
it makes everyone pretty miserable pretty quick. And
We
then
have
cold.
lightning delays.
Yeah.
And and event 2 we had, I think it was like an hour lightning delay.
Yeah, that's not fun. But BR, my gosh. Shaggy's team took event 2. ODB, yep.
2 in a row, man, 2 in a row. So that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes for what we have going on at Bear Redge, right? So like the first season, everybody outside of Bear Redge won the events. Nobody won any events from Bear Redge. Season 2, we had a couple of D5 and D6 teams win the events this season. ODB has won both events. The Barbie and D4, the Barbies went first and second for the first event and second event. Who won D5? I can't remember who won D5. Anyway, and then so I mean we were
Postal. Didn't they
Postal.
win?
That's who. Yeah.
Yeah.
They won D5. That's what it was. They did really good. Aaron Keene, man, that guy's a little animal on the field. I love watching him play. He's explosive. So I enjoy that style of play.
They're a pretty old organization. I'd love to have them on.
You should get Michael Goins in too. I mean, Michael Goins, that's the one I know the best.
Okay.
He was out there to coach on Sunday for D5. I've known Michael for a while, back when I played TXL and he was playing the TXL as well.
Okay. Nice. And I don't know if we went over this. It came up in a recent one. You were on House of Paint, right?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was telling a NGXL, or not NGXL, the GFOA story. And you guys helped us pit when we made the poor decision to go and play an X-Ball event with 5 guys in the middle of June or July.
That's about right. Yeah. What team was it?
That would have been absolute carnage.
Okay, cool.
So
yeah, I played with House of Paint for a couple of years. We won a lot of events.
Yeah, you guys went on a run for a while.
I don't understand. I mean, like, some of the players were pretty good. But most of the players were just like subpar. Like, they were like, I didn't understand why we did so well, and never understood that. So, but not mad at it.
Hey, some teams just have it when it comes to a tournament.
That's a lot, man. Like, chemistry is everything in this sport, you know? When I first started the D4 team this season, I would created the Facebook chats, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, nobody was talking. Nobody was saying anything. I kept getting on. I was like, guys, start talking. I don't know who half of you guys are. How are we going to be able to play paintball together if we don't know each other off the field? I was like, we have to get our chemistry together. And it's super important, you know?
Yeah.
I played Mental Diversion prior to House of Paint, and I went and guested for House of Paint for one event and really did enjoy the chemistry. I enjoyed the team itself, and I decided to go play for them full time.
Okay. Just off chemistry alone.
Yeah. I fit their mold better, so I like that better. So
I mean, it matters, and like you were saying, like, the group chats are, in a lot of cases, are essential to building good chemistry, but also let you know how the chemistry is on the team.
Right. Yeah, it's a tool. It really is a tool. And if people don't use it as a tool, then I think you're falling backwards.
Yeah, gotta have the team on a group chat. Period. The videos that I've seen that you guys are producing are looking nice.
Yeah. So we have Troy Rhymes. He used to play for the Turtles, TMNT. And he put the gun down and started picking up a camera. And all season long last year, he was taking some really good pictures. One of the better quality pictures we've gotten. And I was in the market to find a good videographer to create this, you know, story, the videos that we're building. I had a lot of people that had a lot of interest in it. And Troy reached out. He's like, Josh, this is something I'd really like to do. Oh, how can we work together to make it work? I said, well, as long as you can kind of feel, you know, what I'm looking for. You know, I want to capture, you know, drama. I want to capture, you know, defeat, the happiness, the joy. I want to capture all the emotions so that, you know, we can put into this video and it makes it entertaining. So, and he's doing a really good job. We decided to go with 3 different little clips, one like a little teaser clip to kind of like, hey, this is coming. And then one episode 1, like the part 1, and then the part 2. That way it's not so boring. You don't get burned out of watching it. And, you know, most of the time, whenever you're watching something, you only want to watch your part anyway. So, like, if we keep it in small segments, I think it works a lot better. We do have a plan to create video reels out of those. I just all the time. So,
like we were saying before we start recording, that the reels have been a real big part of my growth as far as this goes on YouTube and on Instagram and all that. Like, it makes a huge difference having that content. So.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I do know that it's definitely important. It's just I wish I had like patience, and that's something I really don't have. I am the most patient in the world. That's partially the reason that we've grown so big as a paintball field organization or whatever, and everything that I've done is because I have an idea. I don't wait. I just do it. It bites me in the tail sometimes, but, you know, the grand scheme of things has worked out pretty well.
Yeah. Speaking of kind of like vision and moving forward, what when you think about next year, even, like, are you guys open to having multiple national lines in the same division? or because you're pretty much have a line in every division right now, correct?
We do. Other than Division 5, I just don't think. I mean, my wife wants to play Division 5 X ball. I always say, don't play Division 5 X ball. There's not enough teams. First off, it's about the same amount of teams as you go play a regional event. Is half the price. But I'm not opposed to having multiple teams in a division. But I don't really want to have multiple teams in Division 4. I wouldn't mind having multiple, like two teams in Division 3, two teams in Division 2 or division or semi-pro. I don't mind that because that gives us extra what is it, acknowledgement. I don't mind that as long as it's the higher level.
Okay.
We are
and where
prepared. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You were on a train there.
We are. So from the very beginning, I had a 5-year goal, and it's to have
Okay.
a pro team in 5 years. And
Okay.
so we're on year 2 now. So we created the 1023 brand to help fund that team.
Okay.
And so we're hoping that it works out. Well, I mean, it'd be nice for them to be, get the pro spot next season. But it's a little early, so we're still having to figure that out. But that's the whole purpose of the 1023.
So kind of like Infamous has the Pro DNA brand.
Absolutely.
Bear Redge has 1023.
That's correct.
Okay. Nice. Because this is the first year of rolling out 1023, like, are you guys happy with it so far? Or is there a next step you want to talk about?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We are happy with it. Being able to see, Kristen's designs on people is really cool. We definitely, I mean, it is a lot of work. It is a lot of time, that we take up doing it. Be able to see that, we're not just in the paintball industry as a paintball field owner or a tournament series owner or organization owner. It's just like, it's really cool to be in like so many different aspects into the game to like help every team and not just our own. So I think that is just a different kind of reach that's like kind of like fulfilling. It's like, how can we help anybody else do what we're doing, or get the same gear that anybody else has? It is the same manufacturers as some of the larger companies, so like we use the same people. It's the same exact clothing, so why not give that to somebody to help them save a little bit of money? Go to the next thing. It's not like we're trying to do it to to make any big money on it. All we're trying to do is to pay for our professional paintball team.
Yeah. What's your favorite piece of gear you guys have made so far?
I love our jerseys. I think our jerseys, so the material on the jersey is super sleek. And generally when you have the super sleek jersey, it's kind of hard to breathe, but we put the perforations in the back to allow your back to breathe, because most of your heat comes out of your back anyway, not your stomach or your front or your chest. The back allows your back to breathe a lot. And I think that's probably the best thing about them. We do have some really nice packs that I like. I am developing the new pack to kind of like collapse once the pod's pulled.
Okay.
That's the new thing. So we're trying to develop that to not replicate somebody else's, but to kind of like create, the same effect that everybody's wanting now in a different style.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. So have you gone to you gotten a couple prototypes, I take it?
I do, yeah. So, and they've actually gotten some really good reviews. Some of the players at the field use them.
Okay.
I really enjoy the pack. Right now, it's a lot like the fly pack.
Okay.
But with the padding inside the pod holder, I guess.
Okay.
I love that pack, but we're trying to change all of the design in itself to be our own unique style.
Yeah, not just copying
Sure.
whatever from the guys down the street, if you will.
That's right. That's right.
Develop your own unique system.
That's right.
Nice. What's the any other big you've done so much with the league already. I don't even know what more you could do outside of just getting more teams and having
See, I don't think I have anything new. I don't really have anything new for the league itself. Now it's like more of an infrastructure of the property to make it really connect to the league better. So it won't be done before this event. It will be done before the fourth event. we're building a tower on the outsides for the score table at the bottom, and then the commentators at the top, so that we can have
Awesome.
with elevated speakers to kind of shoot down at the players better, so they can have zero issue of not being able to hear the buzzer. So that's what we're doing now, is to trying to create that, so the players have zero thing with the scoreboard built into the tower itself, so that it's always there and it's always working. So, and then we will have monitors built in to the side of the building, so the teams can come and see time and everything else, kind of keep it to where, hey, it's tournament day, let's flip the switch, everything's ready to go.
Gotcha. That'll be nice. That'll be really nice for you. Like, it's one less thing, right?
For sure.
But it'll also be nice for the teams.
Yeah, we just got new netting on all of our fields.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's gonna be nice. That nobody's seen that yet. Well, last event they saw it on the turf field,
Okay.
but on the grass field, it's all new netting as well. So no more, too long a net. It's all really crisp and really clean, nice net. Let's see. We have permanent tables now, so they're no longer sitting on my plastic tables and breaking them. If they want to sit on the table, by all means, go sit on the wooden table. So you'll have the permanent tables now. Air stations, nothing's really changed on air stations. It will eventually be built into the tables, so you don't have to worry about tripping over the air hose or whatever. Now that we have that turf field as a permanent structure, never have to take it down. We're really developing into that to be like a really, really good premier field. I mean, when you think about premier field, I wanted you to think about like a not not an NFL team, or a field, but like I want you to think that that's what we're putting into it. We're putting the heart and the soul into that, and the thought and the features into that.
Okay. Nice. So are you also, because you mentioned you bought other football field worth of turf, is there still going to just be the one field that's turfed, or are you going to
We're
turf
eventually
other
going to do
one
a second
eventually?
field.
Okay.
We'll eventually have a second field. It won't be until probably next year.
Okay.
The cost doesn't really make sense to do two in a year. It costs too much money, and trying to get that kind of money back, it takes a long time. So, especially in the competitive world, so not as much money into the competitive world than there is other aspects of paintball.
Yeah. Margins are a little bit slimmer for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like that you might be the Northeast probably has some more turf fields, but you would definitely be the only one I know in the Southeast with 2 turf fields.
Yeah. Well, technically, I have two turf fields, one at my house and one here.
That's true. That's true. At a tournament.
So I want to get the turf field at the at Bear Redge as nice as the one I have at my house.
Okay, so that's the goal, is
Yeah.
to
So
people don't understand how much goes into making a really nice turf field. I feel
my
like
my gosh, it's so hard. It's a lot.
so.
I forgot. I'm so glad I forgot before, because if I remembered how hard it was to build the one at my house, I would have never done this one at Bear Ridge. So I'm trying to give myself a year to forget how hard it was to build this first field before I build the second one. So
That makes sense. Do you mind going into that a little bit? Just because I think there's a lot of fields that like roll the ground kind of flat and then throw the turf over it, but that's not the proper way to do it. Right.
right. So first thing we did at the one at Bear Ridge is we cut the ground completely out, right? So it was we had to cut at one side of the field, we had to cut it down 3 foot, and then on the other side of the field we had to build it up a foot to get it completely laser level. And then we put a 3-inch crown in the middle so that the water runs off. And then we and with not felt, but like an underlayment, like a landscape underlayment.
Okay, like a weed barrier type
Yeah,
thing.
we bury it. Yeah, yeah. Then you come in with your gravel, and then on top, 3 inches of gravel all the way around, and then you come over with sand. Use M10 sand, which is a gravel dust, and then you bring in your turf. Our issue with this one, though, is this turf that we got this time still already had the infill in it. The one at my house, we didn't have the infill. We could just move that with our hands, and there's no problem. This stuff's so freaking heavy. We had to bring it on with the skid steer, and trying to get that lined up and everything properly with the skid steer. All we did was just dig little divots into the field all through the field. So we were in a rush trying to get it ready for NGXL. By the time we got the turf laid down, we realized that there was divots everywhere. So we had to peel a lot of it back, fill it back in before the event, and then still it's not perfect. I mean, it's still a lot of divots that we have to work on. But then we have these turf stretchers that is like it's so hard with this heavy turf. You pull it tight, you stitch it together, you stake it down, and then all the way through it. I mean, it took us probably a week and a half just to get the turf, staked down properly. So,
Yeah,
and then after we got it all laid down properly, everything cut, everything stitched properly, then we brought in a 12,000-pound roller and we rolled the whole field, and then just get it as smooth as possible and packed as tight as possible.
and that's a lot of work. And it sounds like at minimum 3 weeks worth of work, if not more.
It was a lot of work. Very expensive project. It's probably the most expensive project I've had at the field so far.
Wow. So not a light investment. So appreciate your turf fields. That's the point I'm trying to make here. I
got the gravel and I got the gravel for free. Like the landowner owns the land that Georgia Marble uses, and they donated a lot of gravel to me.
Okay,
so they donated
nice.
all the gravel to me. So I got that. I saved $24,000 just there.
Yeah. Yeah. Rock is not cheap.
No, it's not.
You would not think it's so expensive, but man, it can be expensive.
Yeah. So I'm definitely not looking forward to the next bill on the next one, because I don't think I'm gonna get that lucky on the gravel.
Okay. Yeah, the drainage is a really important part of those.
We have some drainage issues that's the main reason I'm taking it back off.
Okay.
If I didn't have the drainage issues, I probably would have dealt with changing out a couple of pieces. But because I have some drainage issues, I want to cut the whole thing off.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just want to regrade, put some more gravel down, more sand, and then live a happy life.
Yeah. And like you said, having the infill in that turf makes it so much heavier, which then in turn makes it way harder to stretch out and stitch together.
Yep. It's super nice to slide on sliding on that super nice,
Yeah.
I definitely don't mind sliding anymore.
Yeah, it's a consistent surface, right? Which kind of makes it nice to slide. It is fun when it rains because it gets super slidey.
Yeah.
Which can make games like really fast.
Yeah.
So, well, man, we're a little under an hour, but like this is kind of update episode, so we don't need to hit the hour mark or anything. Shout out who you want to shout out, and we'll hit the stop.
Let's shout out Carbon. Carbon came in and sponsored our national teams. I know we had the 1023 brand, but we still got to represent some national team level companies. Great clothing. Definitely the jerseys are probably my favorite, even after mine.
Okay.
I still love the jerseys. 23 Sportswear, Bear Redge Paintball. Everybody that's helped put it in is Taylor Griggs with TG Tech Service. If you need any kind of guns clean, tacked up, you got any issues, Taylor Griggs for sure. He's probably my biggest supporter at the field. I-75, if you need to buy a new gun, any kind of gear, I-75 is your guy. Alex Hicks, really good guy, local guy here to Bear Redge. I-75 Paintball, played with our D2 guys last season. So if you need anything, you got guns, poppers, tanks, whatever, he's got you. So that's all I got.
All right. He's Planet Paintball for 20% off.
It's Planet Paintball for 20% off on the 1023. That's right.
Yeah.
I don't say it as often as you do.
Yeah, I pump it a lot. Just trying to get the name out there, man. Both names. So, but thanks for coming on. We'll stop the recording, and the drill. Just gotta hang out for a sec.
Absolutely.
Thanks for tuning in to the Planet Paintball Podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Whether you're out there grinding in the divisional pits or chasing dreams on the pro stage, remember, it's all about the passion, the hustle, and the love for the sport. Shout out to 1023 Sportswear for sponsoring the show. Don't forget to use code Planet Paintball at checkout for 20% off your order. Gear up, save big. Until next time, keep grinding, keep growing, and we'll see you back here on the Planet Paintball Podcast